Welcome to RelapsePreventionPlan.net's free online rehab lessons. We believe that it's never too late to learn to prevent relapse. Welcome to this presentation on developing your personal vision. In today's presentation, you will learn to define needs versus desires and wants, to define life value and give 5 examples, to describe the link between values, attitudes, and relapse. Remember ambivalence? I want to quit, and I don't want to quit using. In the last lesson, you learned that you can work through ambivalence by clarifying and challenging values that allowed you to use and call you back to using, by creating new values that support change, and challenging those expectations of what a return to alcohol or drugs will give you. When do people change? Humiliation, shame, guilt, and anxiety are not the primary causes of change. Guilt, shame, and anxiety can actually have the reverse effect, causing the person to feel that change is impossible and undeserved. Constructive behavior change seems to happen when the person connects it with something of intrinsic value, something important, or something cherished. Find powerful reasons to change when you find what truly matters to you. We are driven by needs. The distinction between needs and wants or desires isn't very clear. Think of needs as becoming fundamental, intrinsic, powerful drivers coming from within yourself. You may want a piece of cake when you really need nourishment, comfort, or companionship. You may want a very expensive car when what you really need is respect and a sense of belonging. Unmet needs can leave you feeling empty, incomplete, less than whole, frustrated, unfulfilled, fearful, disappointed, hurt, or angry. So, are you meeting your needs? Our needs can be unmet or met in healthy ways. They can be met in ways that are counterproductive. So when a need is met, there is a sense of relief, peace, and fulfillment that contrasts with the simple sense of accomplishment that might be associated with satisfying a desire or want. When needs are met, you are more likely to feel pleased, excited, more whole, more complete, relieved, and freed. Getting clear about your needs. You can meet your needs from 3 sources: your environment, yourself, other people. So getting clear about your needs and developing healthy ways to meet them can be really energizing. Then you can shift from being needs-driven to focusing on crafting a satisfying life based on your fundamental values. Values. Values are beliefs, qualities, or ways of being that are intrinsically worthy, significant, desirable, and important to use. Our values provide a foundation for what we think and what we do. Honoring our values generates a deep sense of harmony and satisfaction. Living your values means that your life can be fulfilling and hard at the same time. Inner calm, outer struggle. Discovering your values. It's about finding out what makes you really tick. Not what you should think, feel, or do. Not what others believe. Not what you learned from your parents. It means determining what is at your very core. It's so personal. Living life according to your own values has a sense of rightness about it and is fulfilling. Finding the right words to describe your values is sometimes difficult, partly because you might not have given them much thought. Keep in mind that while some of your core values are deep and enduring, they can change with new knowledge and new experiences. You may refine your understanding of your values. Let's do an exercise, finding your values. Throughout your life, you will have been drawn to some things over others. There are things you just loved doing and ways you loved being. Your choices and actions probably followed consistent themes. Take 5 minutes and make a list of 5 to 10 things that since you were 5 years old were always part of being you. Pause the presentation to take enough time to complete the exercise. Now list the values that were at the heart of those experiences. Now think of 2 crowning moments in your life, times that were especially rewarding or satisfying, times when you felt especially great, your peak experiences. What was happening? What were you doing? Who was there? How were you being? And what about you was being honored? Again, take a moment to pause the presentation. Take 5 minutes and write down your answers, and then list the values that were at the heart of the experiences. Using the values list on the following 2 slides, take minutes and write down the 10 values that are most important to you. When you're trying to find the right words to express your values and you're feeling a bit stuck, using a list can help. Be careful that you don't start selecting values that you think you ought to have. And remember, your true values might not be on this list. If so, take some time, pause the presentation, and write in your own values. Use your gut or instinct to choose your values. Don't overthink it. Pause the presentation if you need a moment. Now, from the values that you identified for exercises 1, 2, and 3, quickly pick your 10 most important values. Next, from your list of 10, remove 5 that seem less important. What you have remaining are the top priorities in your life. If you live your life in a way that honors these values, you're likely to find it satisfying and fulfilling. Everyone has some things that are important in their life. No one is truly unmotivated. Every person does have values and goals. Take this opportunity to redefine your life, values, and goals. Explore and understand how drinking and using are in conflict with your important values and goals. Build and strengthen your own motivation to change. Find the inner resources and creativity to change. Values are motivators. Some people describe searching for values as a useless, silly, or total waste of time. Yet, when you stop to reflect on human progress, it is clear that all the meaningful and lasting accomplishments and advancements in our world occur because of value-based behavior by the person making that advancement. They persisted and achieved because they had a values and belief system that motivated them. Values develop over time and are shared through behavior. When Bill was young, he helped a neighbor with a task. The job took much longer than he first expected. When the job was almost finished, the neighbor noticed something was not quite right. There was a mistake. Oh, he sighed, looked at Bill and said, "We'll have to take it apart and do it all over to fix this." Inevitably, because Bill was young and inexperienced, he suggested, "Why don't we just finish it and cover over the mistake? It's not that big a deal and nobody will know." The neighbor looked him in the eye and quietly said, "I will know." Living values become beliefs, become behavior. Anytime a person raises their level of expectation for themselves when no one else can see it, it is most likely because they hold a value or belief system that compels them to do better. The person in the example demonstrated values of always give your best to every task, regardless if anyone else will ever know, and doing the minimum is not good enough. It is the values you choose and live by that compel you to do better. Values become beliefs, become improved behavior. So when you think, what everyone else feels is good enough is not good enough for me, you proceed to create something better. And that is how progress is made. Through the pursuit of such dreams of doing better, passion is grown. Through the effort to do better, character is built and lasting fulfillment is achieved. It is our values and beliefs that guide us on our journey to excellence. Choose your character and you choose your life. Character is not how funny you are, your traits and idiosyncrasies, whether you're cool or a geek. Character is what you do in a time of crisis when you don't have time to think about what is right, and when no one is looking and the chances of anyone finding out are remote. Is it time to change your values and beliefs? In order to become the person of your dreams who can achieve the life goals you want, you may have to change some of your beliefs and values. Is this possible? If so, how can you do it? What new values and beliefs would support your success of your relapse prevention plan? Values and beliefs that support relapse prevention. If you believe the following ideas totally and firmly, would it help you to prevent relapse? Everything you need is already inside of you. You have a valuable purpose to complete while you are on Earth. Permanent change is possible. You are always free to make a better choice. The research shows that negative attitude predicts relapse, while self-efficacy, or belief in oneself, predicts abstinence and success at managing life. A life-changing experience. Attempting to clarify your values, writing them down, owning them, and revising them periodically provides you with power. Your list provides a point of reference to guide your choices, actions, and decisions. During the next few weeks, look at what you are doing, at how you are spending your time and energy. Is it in ways that reflect and honor your core values? Let values drive your life. What changes can you make to increase the alignment of your life with your values? For many people, a catastrophe or a major life change, such as a serious illness or attending rehab, causes them to reflect on what's really important. People find that when they realign their life with their core values, they feel reborn with a greater passion for life and more satisfaction than ever before. Your values are your choice. The key to changing your life is to realize that changing your value system is a choice you can make. The way to deal successfully with life's adversities and difficult situations is to raise your standards. People attend rehab because they believe they can change their values and raise their standards of behavior. People who quit on their own also believe they can change their values and raise their standards of behavior. When we are stuck in habits or patterns of behavior, we cannot see needed changes. We hide from our values. We dismiss signs that something is wrong and push forward until our whole life starts to break down. We remain locked into a set view of who and what we are. And boy, there are many ways to be stuck. Ignoring symptoms from addiction allows mental and physical health to deteriorate. Obsession with work allows personal relationships to fail. Ruthless competitiveness leads to ineffective action, which leads to lost careers. We remain stuck until we wake up to what is happening and take responsibility for changing our lives. It is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change. So choose change. Change by choice happens when you increase your level of attention to what your values are. Focus your attention on what is happening around you and why you are making certain choices. Change your behavior to be more in sync with your values. So every time you do something, ask yourself, why did I do that? Your values are demonstrated moment to moment through your actions. Check your actions. They will tell you your values. Use a journal and track your actions and your real reasons behind your actions. You'll begin to get a sense of how your actions match up with your new values. So how do you raise your values and your standards? Simple. You decide. Look at how you are behaving now. Decide how you want to behave in the future so that it matches your values. Then every moment, raise the expectation for yourself. If you want to become more truthful, you start with the standard, I will be more honest with everyone I meet today. Live your new values. It is through beginning to consistently live your values that a lasting change in your life will occur. Raising your behavior standards is a choice and a decision. It is your new higher standards that will form the strongest foundation in your relapse prevention plan. I decided not to let my past rule my future, so I decided to change my present in order to open up my future. Here are the references for this presentation in case you'd like to dig in more. Today you learned to define needs versus desires and wants. You learned to define life value and give 5 examples, and to describe the link between values, attitude, and relapse. If you haven't already, please visit relapsepreventionplan.net and download our free book, Make Your Last Relapse the Last, and complete Chapter 9. Remember, this video is not a substitute for proper medical care and consultation with your physician. Don't ignore professional advice or delay seeking treatment based on the information in this video or on this YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us. You can do it. We believe in you, so don't give up.